Chapter 30. Role of Gender. Let's learn Gender and Sex, Gender and Social Inequalities, Crime against Women, Women's Empowerment. Gender inequality arises when distinctions are made between males and females. Gender roles are cultural and personal. They determine how males and females should think, speak, dress and interact within the context of society. Women are discriminated against in almost all aspects of life. Gender is shaped by culture, social relations, and natural environments. Thus, depending on values, norms, customs, and laws, men and women in different parts of the world have evolved different gender roles. Gender inequality. There are many types of inequalities in our society. Some of these inequalities occur most due to individual causes than social ones, such as rich and poor, literate and illiterate, etc. However, some types of inequalities occur due to social causes, such as high and low castes, gender inequality, etc. The discrimination made between two people only because one is a boy and the other is a girl is called gender inequality. Women are traditionally considered by the society as the weaker sex. Gender and sex. There are two kinds of differences between women and men, gender and sex. Gender is a socio-cultural term referring to socially defined roles and behaviors assigned to males and females in a given society, whereas the term sex is a biological and physiological phenomenon which defines man and woman. In its social, historical and cultural aspects, gender is a function of power relationship between men and women, where men are considered superior to women. Therefore, gender may be understood as a man-made concept, while sex is the natural or biological characteristic of human beings. Instances of families celebrating the birth of a boy child and not doing so in the case of a girl child are not uncommon in our society. This is a clear example of gender discrimination and inequality. We have separate, well-defined roles for women and men in the family and the society at large. Gender recommends what a man should do and a woman should not do, and vice versa. How gender operates. If we analyze gender relations, or the way men and women look and deal with each other, we will find that they originate not from the physical or biological factors, but from the power relations in the family and in society. There is a traditional theory which points to the biological differences between females and males. This view of natural difference is called biological determinism. Biological determinism refers to the idea that all human behavior is innate, determined by genes, brain size, or other biological attributes. It insists that certain behaviors are unchangeable and so justified. Gender refers to such socially constructed feminine and masculine patterns of behavior for women and men. The construction of gender pattern is a continued process. It can get changed over time with experience and mature thinking. It points to the fact that gender equality is possible. Family. Gender inequality begins at the birth. Parents have a role in socializing gender. They dress boys and girls differently and select toys based on gender. Generally, the household duties are assigned to the female members, while outdoor duties are assigned to the male members. Boys are allowed more freedom during childhood, while freedom for girls is much less, and they are expected to take on their future role of mother or caretaker from their early years. Boys are preferably sent to a good school, whether it is near or far, but girls are preferably sent to a nearby school, whether it is good or not. Family often reacts negatively to increased female independence. Community. When a girl or woman steps out of her house, discriminating looks are cast at her. In most societies, the role of women is limited to looking after the home and the family. They are kept away from social roles beyond the confines of the family. They are also discriminated against in education and employment opportunities. Their hard work is not counted as economically productive. Financially, they are always dependent on men. This has led to men controlling women. Due to this, a female member of the society finds it hard to lead a normal life in the community. Info Hive. Many social workers as Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi, etc. have worked to improve the condition of women in our society. School. Though girls outperform boys at all levels of education, yet it is considered better to give them homely subjects such as arts and home science so that they can learn only household jobs. Gender equality can be improved at schools if the school recognizes its active participation in the construction of gender and is committed to practice that reflect gender equality. Every student, whether a boy or girl, is respected and valued. All students have access to an effective and rewarding education. Brain tickler. What link do you see between less girls going to school and better paid jobs going to men? Gender and social inequalities. Gender inequality is closely linked to other forms of social inequality. Social inequality occurs when resources in a given society are distributed unevenly, typically through norms of allocation that engender specific patterns along lines of socially defined categories of persons. Men and women are equal with the same rights and duties. In practice, however, that's not so. There are more boys than girls in school. Girls are made to stay at home to do household tasks or look after younger brothers and sisters. Men are generally paid more than women for the same work. They get better jobs and they make all important decisions in the family. They have better positions of power in society. Women get married at an early age and bear children at a young age. Brain tickler. Why does child marriage happen? Economic aspects of gender. In the third world, an increasing number of girls and women are living in poverty. The gap between women and men is widening. In some countries, men and women inherit land equally. Where women have equal economic security with men, they also tend to have equal social and political power. In many Western countries, an increasing number of women are entering traditionally male-dominated professions, and more men are willing to share household work with their partners. Things are changing in some developing countries as well. Crimes against women. From time immemorial, women have been subjected to various crimes in the name of social customs. These have degraded their status in the society. Female feticide. Aborting a female fetus after sex determination test, obsession for son, fear of dowry by many poor class families are causes of female feticide. Female infanticide. It is the intentional killing of infant girls. Child marriage. It is a formal marriage or informal union entered into by an individual before reaching the age of 18. When a girl child is married, it is impossible to think of her education. Dowry custom. The dowry custom is one of the greatest social evils of our society. Though this is a punishable offense, yet dowry is given and taken with impunity. No widow remarriage. When a girl child is married, her husband in most of the cases is far older than her, so there are higher chances of her getting widowed. However, the society has been averse to the remarriage of a widow. Sati custom. This was a dreaded custom. In this, a woman was made to sit on the burning pyre of her dead husband and to sacrifice herself. Raja Ram Mohan Roy raised his voice against this social evil, which was later made illegal by the British. The invisibility of women's work. Women perform very important work in a family and in the society. Without their contribution and hard work, men will find themselves unable to work. The work done by women is rarely recognized in most cultures. The women work not only very hard but also for long hours. Info Hive. Efforts are being made to send more and more girls to school. For this, the government has provided free education for girls up to class 10. In a house, it's the woman who is the first to rise and the last to go to bed. However, their employment in family, farm or business is not counted economically productive. Women's economic dependence on men affects their power within the family. Men work only for a few hours and claim all facilities in the house. This outlook must change. We must realize that when we don't allow women to study and work, we make one half of our workforce inactive, and it negatively affects our national progress, social well-being, and economic improvement. With the increased participation of women in income-generating activities, not only will there be more income for the family, but gender inequality will also be reduced significantly. Women's empowerment. Women's empowerment implies empowering the women to take their own decisions for their personal independence. Empowering women is to make them independent in all aspects, in mind, thought, rights, decisions, etc., by removing all social and family limitations. It is to bring equality in the society for both male and female in all areas. Women empowerment is very necessary to ensure a bright future of the family, society and country. Women need fresh and more conducive environment so that they can take their own right decisions in every area, whether for themselves, family, society or country. Things are changing for the better. Today there are more girls in school, more and more women are coming out of homes to take up jobs or engage themselves in business or social work. This has helped many of them to be financially independent and to become self-confident. In order to make our country a fully developed one, women's empowerment is an essential tool to help us achieve the goal of development. It is incorrect to think that girls are fit for household jobs only. They have shown that they are equally proficient in outdoor activities. They are fine soldiers, pilots, engineers, managers, teachers, astronauts and other professionals. Here are the pictures of some famous Indian women: Indira Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Sania Mirza, Kalpana Chawla, Kiran Bedi. Recap. Gender is shaped by culture, social relations and natural environments. Parents have a role in socializing gender. Gender discrimination is the difference in male-female relations, often regarding one superior or inferior to the other, and therefore is not natural but created by society through the ages. Our society has committed crimes against women such as female feticide, female infanticide, child marriage, dowry custom, sati custom, no widow remarriage, etc.